Patsy.
All right.
Yeah, they are. I feel better when they scream your name. And as women, and this is, growing up, we've probably all heard fat is a feminist issue. As women in this industry, it's particularly acting, but as it defines beauty, we are put into categories. Very often writers will say we are, or think of us as a type, not as fully formed characters, but as a set of character traits. You are the hottie. You are the bitch in the workplace.
That's right.
Right? Or the bitch, woman of color in the workplace, which lets you be loud and do a lot of this.
Continued. After that, I went into TV, and I was literally told by my very first boss, you know, you're great. And I was 110 pounds at the time. I was a 0. He said, you know, if you lose 20 pounds, I'll take you with me to the Emmys. You'll be my date. Oh. And I got out of that, and I said, you know what? Women have no idea what's going on the other side. Only the reason we're here is because we all have this inside scoop on the mentality, what Hollywood wants from us to present to everyone.
And I think every day that I have to lose weight because I'm told that, or because I really feel that way inside. And that's what I think, that's to me the problem is, do I want to lose weight because of my career? Yes, because I could sit here for 10 hours and tell you the disgusting things that I have been told behind the scenes. I'm an actor, for some of you who came in late. How it has been a double-edged sword. It has been a reason why I've been cast, and it's been a reason why I haven't been. And it's fine to be this size when they want you for a certain role, but if if it's not, if it's too much, then you're told. I was told by a person where I worked with that I do not work with anymore is, oh well, we can't get you in for jurywoman number 2 because you stand out. And I said to him, well, I'm sorry, I would think you'd want me to stand out.
But I know from the modeling side, my dream is that all sizes are embraced. Like women come up to me and say, oh, you're so lucky, you're so thin. And it makes me sad. I say thank you for them acknowledging something in me, but it makes me sad that they're then comparing themselves to me, and because they're not thin, they feel like they're less than. And people look at me and go, well, it's easy for you to say because you're thin. But I'm a woman, and I understand we wake up every morning. I wake up in the morning and allow me this with my bad body image days. And I'm getting older, and I feel different ways about myself than I felt 15 years ago. But I feel like you were saying, I just want everybody to like unite and write the magazines and write the television networks and say to them, you're not representing us.
You have to be on guard yourself against the media, working in entertainment and consuming it as well. You can enjoy your Elle or your Glamour magazine or whatever, but you have to realize that those images are images. They're two-dimensional. The people in them are two-dimensional. They've been retouched and they're not real. And you can enjoy it as art, as something that's created, as something that may be beautiful, but then you are your own person. You are a three-dimensional person who has to live and do your work.
I think, for me and my own personal experience, talking about self-esteem and women's body image, I also have to focus on my own health and well-being. And there's definitely been a time where I haven't, and I've just recently let go of 30 pounds on my body. That was not about pleasing somebody else, but was about, and I do think this is something really important to talk about, was about, and I know Nancy's going to write about it coming up, is about your own connection to your health. You can't, love your body is a great tagline and it's a great sort of message in general, but you can't love your body to the point of not respecting it and not caring about your own health and well-being. Inside, there is cholesterol, there's diabetes, there are internal struggles with whatever, and you can have diabetes and cholesterol issues in Tomiko's body and in my body. It doesn't matter in that way, but it's about really owning that. So for me, it came about stepping back and saying, am I doing the best version for me? Because my whole brand is built on being an authentic communicator. So if I am not being authentic in my life, then my messaging can't be authentic. Those who are in position. Network executives get fired for saying yes to the wrong programs. So it's easier for them to say no. No keeps them in a job, right? No keeps them. So it really is going to take an evolved media person, whether they're a development executive or a casting person or a writer or a producer or specifically a sponsor, to actually stand up and say, I am willing to take flack for casting this person in this role, or you know what, I've gone through my own struggle, executive, as with an eating disorder, or my child has one. So I'm going to be really conscious about who I put out there. So I want to clarify that, because I think sometimes it's so easy to put them in a category like down the hall, and I don't know that I necessarily agree that it's never going to change. I think that there are some things when it comes to finance, You have to think of this as a business. You want to change social perception of women's bodies? It can't all be like, let's love ourselves and let's accept ourselves. It's got to be, let's create a counterculture. Let's create enough experience where we see women out there where you're able to see examples of what you want to see change.
That Margaret Cho, who they starved until her kidneys bled because they thought her face was too full, she's Korean, you know, said, I'm not going to do it. And then she was brave enough to stand up in her stand-up act for 10 years afterwards, saying, they made my kidneys bleed because I didn't fulfill what they thought should be a young person in the center of a show. And by the way, they win. Because CW exists putting on Gossip Girls who look a certain way. And we don't have that show on a side of people that all look normal, saying to American young girls, you're normal, not them.
But I think what the whole thing is yes, that's the vast majority, but there always is, and there's always going to be that one that opens the door. We could not be having this conversation 5 years ago. I mean, it just didn't
What
exist.
I always said was I never was going to let my weight stop me from doing what I wanted to do. No one was going to say that a number on my scale makes me less of a human being. And that's what I want, personally, a message to be, to stop this, you guys. We get one life. I don't mean this is my soapbox. I'm sorry, I don't have a...
No, go ahead.
This is one life. This is it. If I have to be put in this body, so be it. But these girls and these young men and women and how they're tearing themselves up and not accomplishing things because of how they look, it's stupid and it has to stop. And that's why I think we're all here, you know, isn't that, and that's a lot of things you do.
I mean, I'm jumping on that, it's called choosing. I just said this to my cousin this morning. Choose what you have and not choose it like, I picked that, but this is the body you were given, right? And like she said, healthy. We're not talking about just letting it go and be unhealthy. Be as healthy as you can with what you have. And choose that, okay, this is my body, I'm making this work for me this lifetime. If you believe in one lifetime, this is it. So don't sit around, like, you know, it's up to you. Like, I hate they. They say, and they're doing this. It's all about me, it's all about you, it's all about you. It's up to what you say to yourself about yourself. And I know it's me on my soapbox now, but I really feel strongly about the power comes from in here and here and here. And they can only knock you down if you allow yourself to be knocked down. You know what I mean? Beauty, if you look in the mirror and if you don't see beauty, what can we do about this whole topic that we're talking about?
And you have a lot to fight against.
Well, getting back to like what the thing was, like what can you do? And I think that we're all up here simply because like we took action, like again in our own little planet. Like we spent a lot of time on something we truly believed in, and it is deemed to be a positive influence on the lives of women. This was not easy. This took tons of sacrifice. So you have that option. If you have something in your mind, and like for example, I get a lot of girls, I want to write a book. I tell them exactly what to do. Like, you know, the people who follow that, it gets done. If you have something you feel very strongly about, I really truly think there's no one stopping you from doing that except for you. That's that tremendously difficult route that's very, very rewarding. And then there's the easy route that I do every day. I know it's old and I know it's cliche, but vote with your dollars.
That's
vote with your dollars and vote with your time. Hubby and I were just watching a TV show. This very cliche character came on that just burned us up. We just turned it off. You know, wrote a little note, you know, on our Facebook said how much that sucked. You know, and you know, we moved on. I'm not going to buy any Ralph Lauren. You know, I have difficulties with many magazines. I don't purchase them. So vote with your dollars, vote with your time, and vote with your mind. Use your skills and use your individual power to create change.
Accept your body as if you had chosen it, as if you had chosen it. So, and it can be that with anything in life, with the situation that you're in, with the socioeconomic status that you're in, and the house that you live in, with the family that you have. Accept it as if you had chosen it. I absolutely love that. And one huge action thing that's really easy is conversation. The conversations that we have with other women, with other men, the comments about our bodies. And so many people throw things out of there like, oh, I'm walking, like it's a good thing I walked, I have to burn off that lunch, you know. Or like, oh, I shouldn't be eating that.
That's it.
And you eat it.